Happy New Year. It's only the one Premier League match today, and it's a quick turnaround for the Arsenal and Brentford. London Derby. Do you want free Premier League research throughout 2025 into your inbox? Go to footballtradingprofits.com/Betfair trading made easy. Or you can simply go to footballtradingprofits.com and click on the join button here. Wait for the pop-up box. It will come. It's probably had a few drinks yesterday. I'm sure it will come. There we go. See, it's a bit late. Had a bit of a late night, the old pop-up. Stick your name and email address, and off we go. You'll get a free trading course as well as free Premier League research. This will be comprehensive research as well, and it will include over 2.5 goals. Looking on to today, pre-warning, London Derby. Do you remember the last London Derby? Chelsea v Fulham. Chelsea's odds, very reminiscent of this. What was the scoreline? Yes, 1-2 to Fulham. But because it's a London derby, we shouldn't really be focusing too much on the seasonal trends because, as you saw with Chelsea and Fulham, they can be thrown out of the window. But in Brentford, we've got a team who've failed to score in the last 2 matches. And we've got an Arsenal side in excellent form. They've conceded 2 goals only once since the 2nd of November. So it does infer that if Brentford were to score first, Arsenal might have a reply. Brentford at home have been excellent apart from that loss to Nottingham Forest. It ended a very, very solid unbeaten run where they had all wins bar a single draw against West Ham. Let's look at Brentford against Londoners. You saw I did the same with Brighton and they fared very poorly against Londoners. But this being a London derby, well, that starts off very brightly indeed. A 2-1 win. Moving on down, a 3-1 loss to the Spuds. 1-1 draw with West Ham. So we've already got a both teams to score pattern against fellow Londoners. 2-1 loss to Fulham. That pattern continues. Moving on down. Chelsea, 2-1 loss. That pattern continues yet again. So we've got a both teams to score pattern for Brentford against London teams. And they're not coming out of it well. Just the 1 win against Crystal Palace at the opening match of the season. So do note that pattern, particularly if Brentford score first today. As to the Arsenal, well, how do they fare against London opponents? Well, a 1-0 win against Tottenham. Moving on down, 1-1 draw against Chelsea. So they're keeping it tight, albeit conceding 2 goals against West Ham, but scoring 5. And Fulham, 1-1 draw. So it looks as if, well, apart from the Crystal Palace and West Ham wins away from home, where Arsenal really let fly with 5 goals, the other matches have been 1 goal in it. Recent form, you can see a spattering of clean sheets for the Arse. You can see that pattern there. And under 2.5 goals, a recent pattern as well, because their defence is so strong. Patterns. Well, for Brentford, they have conceded in the last 9 home matches. Arsenal have conceded in the last 7 away matches. So on paper, both teams to score would seem to be the route. But please, please, please remember it's a London derby. Expect form lines to be thrown out of the window, particularly at the start of a new year. Brentford at home, superb stuff. But the red starts appearing against the top 4, doesn't it? Conceding 2 goals as well against the top 7 in every match. Thankfully, having enough to get them out of jail on 2 occasions. Arsenal look a little more vulnerable away from home, don't they? But they suddenly start winning against 9th and lower, playing 12th today. A good, solid selection of wins. Don't forget, Bukayo Saka is out as well. He is one of the key players, particularly with his assists. Is that going to assist Brentford? 78% over 2.5 goals at home. Looks an obvious play, doesn't it, if that both teams to score pattern continues. But it's a stark contrast with Arsenal away. Only a third of their away matches have seen over 2.5 goals. But notably, starting to emerge nearly with over 2.5 goals against teams around Brentford's in the league. How much of a difference will Sakho's absence be today? That is the key to solving this little puzzle. As far as second half goals is concerned, well, we've got 4 0-0s at half time away for the Arsenal, none at full time. So if you see a 0-0 at half time, I can show you that strategy if I'm up and about. I've got family coming, of course, for New Year's Day, and I need to spend some time, particularly with my dad. He's getting worse. He's got, I think, edema, which is a collection of fluid in the legs. It's end of life edema. I think it affects the elderly, but he's had it since he was visiting me in Thailand 10 years ago. He had swollen feet. It's got worse with age and with a sedentary lifestyle. Watching Last of the Summer Wine 8 hours a day ain't going to help you. So I'm going to try and persuade him to do a little bit of exercise while I'm in the island for another month. And you're going to benefit from me being in the island as well, because I'll be able to do evening sessions, which will be very difficult for me in Thailand. So I'm going to be full pelt with evening sessions when I can. English Championship. Well, we know all about Wayne Rooney, football genius, and his Plymouth, but they are far more astute at home than they are away. You might get a little glimpse of that just by using Soccer 24 here. Plymouth at home. More of a battling side at home. It's Middlesbrough, pretty solid goal scoring unit, but coming from behind here, I think, against Preston as well. And we nearly got that one here, didn't we? We took on Swansea 0-2 up, and Wayne Rooney, football genius, nearly delivered. Far more astute at home. You don't want to look at their away form. It's awful. So there is hope for Plymouth at home. Bristol City away. If Plymouth can catch them in this kind of poor form, particularly failing to score in 3 of the last 4 matches, there might be hope for Plymouth today with that 3-goal haul, 2-goal haul, 3 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals. Really good stuff at home under Wayne Rooney. Looks very good, doesn't it? So I do give him a lot of grief, particularly with the grannies and eating lots and lots of Greggs pies. But at home, he is delivering. But they are bang smack bottom of the Championship. How I would attack this match, I would be focusing on the short odds initially. Although I have done research for members of footballtradingprofits.com, so you can have a look at the Championship. But my initial focus in the Championship League 1 and League 2 is let the market do the work for you. We've got some familiar names. Millwall held Coventry to a 0-0. We know Millwall, very, very defensive side indeed, don't we? Leeds United are just exceptional. If you saw that goal in their last match against Derby, wow. Passed them off the field and a brilliant, brilliant finish. That's a goal to win any match. The Baggies, well, boing, boing. I don't know what to expect of the Baggies today. Sunderland, I thought they were odds on, but no, they're dropping. Sheffield United, very, very defensive side, aren't they? Middlesbrough can score 2+ goals against the right team in the right part of the league. And Hull City are that team, I think, standing near the base of the league. And have a look in the standings here. Indeed. So I think this is an opportunity for Middlesbrough to start scoring 2+ goals again today. English League 1 and English League 2 I will not research. But again, you take your cues at soccer24.com from the market. This is a free website. Make sure you use it. It's just exceptional. It's one of your key websites to use as a football trader. Collect my odds on favourites. We know in Exeter matches there tends to be a very competitive match, particularly from Exeter themselves, despite the odds for Wycombe. This is what we did the other day to highlight the some of the good results we had. Odds on favourites. We do that in English League 2 as well. And you'll note all of the other European teams are conspicuous by their absence because they've got the intelligence not to freeze their bleeps off over a harsh winter break. I've done League 1 and League 2 stats as well. I can show you them. This is the research for members. So let's go down and have a look at the 2.5 goal stats, which will be a little bit of a bonus for you. Top 5 this season: Peterborough, Wycombe, Barnsley, Blackpool and Reading. In the last 8, so this is the top 5 with momentum, and you'll see this is probably a good sign, isn't it? If you're top 5 overall and top 5 in the last 8 matches: Peterborough, Barnsley, Reading. Consistent over 2.5 goal patterns over the season and overall. Home side over 2.5 goals. Again, Barnsley, 3 out of 3. Surely they'll be on your shortlist today for over 2.5 goals, won't they? If you're looking for side 3 out of 3, Peterborough again, 89% away from home, 88%, 77%. So I would be looking Peterborough, Barnsley for the stats. You could make yourself a simple scoring chart. If they score 3 out of 3, you've got a really good chance. If their opponent scores 3 out of 3, then you've got an exceptional chance at over 2.5 goals. Any others that stand out? Wycombe as well. Well, 44%. It's a slight drop when they're at home compared to that 73% season long. Exeter, as I've alluded to, are they any good away from home? Well, it does drop a tad to 40%. There are some really poor away form stats. Stevenage, 25% of their matches away have been over 2.5 goals. That's 1 in 4 over 2.5 goals. Wrexham is even worse on 20%. So we've got some really poor away stats, but Peterborough and Barnsley, that are the absolute standouts here, aren't they? And I'll highlight that for members. Peterborough and Barnsley. It just makes a logical choice, doesn't it? It all depends on their opponent as well. We would like both teams to be going along the same route for overs. Away sides, as you can see, it's a very poor set of stats, but again, Peterborough stand out. Peterborough and Barnsley. English League 2, are there anyone like them? Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley. 50-50 at home, but 67%, 2/3 of matches. Looks good, doesn't it? They are a side with 2 goals in them against the right opponent. Bang, bang, bang. Accrington. It's grim up north. Grimsby. Grimsby. Are Grimsby at home or away? Look, again, it's 50-50 with their away matches, but are you going to lean more towards goals because of the over 60%ers season long and in the last 8 matches? Swindon Town, top 5 season long on 57%, 62% in the last 8 matches. Where do they appear here? 70% at home. So again, you might get a tune out of Swindon Town for over 2.5 goals. These stats can be found at soccerstats.com. I would recommend you have a look at them. You go to the league of your interest, click on goals, and you've got the table here. If you want to look at 0-0's second half, well, you'll be focusing on trying to get 100% over 1.5 goal matches, or even 100% over 0.5 goal matches. Focus on that. Only 4 teams have not had a 0-0 this season. Is that in English League 1? So I've got my brother coming over with his girlfriend for lunch, as I did last time. I might pop on for an ad hoc live stream, and that ad hoc live stream was full of green screens. So make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I was listening to the Long Island Bagel Bagel Boss. But let's go to the actual channel itself. If you can get on, like, comment and subscribe, because I might do a live stream if I can wrangle my way out of the family commitments by 3 p.m. like I did on Sunday, and that proved very profitable indeed. It'll be a free live stream for everybody, but the vast majority of live streams this 2025 will be members only. So look out. The only way you can look out is to make sure you subscribe to the channel, which is youtube.com/@football trading profits, or just simply type in to YouTube football trading profits, and that should take you here. I hope to see you subscribed so I can help you make some money. So football trading profits, that should take you. There we go. Once you get that, just make sure you click on the link and you subscribe. You can subscribe under any of these videos as well. But please do come along. That's the only way you'll find out whether I can get away for 3 o'clock and do a live stream. If I'm in as good form as I have been over the Christmas period, we're going to make you some money for the new year. Plenty of 3 o'clocks, as you can see. It's a great time to try and eke out some trading profits on the first day. But 5:30, I'll be there for Brentford and Arsenal. But please remember, London derbies, any kind of derby. We have geographical derbies like this, and then we have high-profile derbies. AC Milan v Lazio, AC Milan v Juventus, that kind of thing. Barcelona, Real Madrid against Rayo Vallecano. That was a 3-3. That's a Madrid derby. You've got the others, all the London derbies, for example. Then we've got the high profiles: Man United against Arsenal, Man United against Liverpool. Although I'd love to take on any Man United lead, for example. Birmingham against Aston Villa if Birmingham City go up, that kind of thing. That's a geographical derby. So look on those. Leeds v Derby, for example, coincidentally, was a kind of a derby-style match. They've got a bit of a history to them, and you can see how tight that was until that magnificent Leeds goal. So I'll see you at 3 p.m. A very happy new year to you. I hope to see you over on the YouTube channel, and I hope to see you take up the free trial offer at footballtradingprofits.com. Free trial offer, and don't forget, you can sign up. Betfair Trading made easy. Simply click on this button here. Wait for the drop down or the pop-up box, which had a few too many malt whiskies last night. It will arrive, and then pop your details on. We'll get you a free course, and we'll get you that free Premier League research. Have a great New Year's Day. I hope to see you over on YouTube at 3 p.m. for an ad hoc live stream. I won't set it up because we might have other things happening this afternoon with my family members. Have a great day. Let's start 2025 with some green.